Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. William Lee, and as a specialist in urology and men's health, I'm excited to dive into a truly candid and, yes, perhaps a little bit provocative discussion today. We're going to tackle one of those sensitive topics that many people ponder in private but rarely feel comfortable addressing openly. I truly believe it's essential to bring these kinds of questions out into the open because by speaking honestly about intimacy, we not only gain knowledge but also find healing, forge connections, and realize we're truly not alone. So, a warm welcome back to this dedicated online space, a secure and respectful haven where we explore sexual health, build confidence, and understand intimacy at every stage of life. Whether you're joining us from a bustling urban apartment, a peaceful garden, or a quiet retirement community, this conversation is profoundly relevant to you. The simple truth is, intimacy doesn't fade with age. Passion certainly doesn't come with an expiration date, and love, when nurtured, only deepens over time. Now, let's jump right into the significant question of the day. It's a query I encounter far more frequently than you might imagine, and I know that for some, even hearing it might trigger a slight blush. The question is it truly safe to ingest vaginal fluids during oral intimacy? What about their taste and smell? Are these aspects normal? Are they indicative of good health? These are the kinds of questions that are typically whispered behind closed doors, discreetly searched for online late at night, or hesitantly posed in my clinic with eyes cast downwards. But here, we are committed to discussing this openly, without any trace of shame, and always grounded in sound scientific information. I strongly encourage you to stay with me throughout this discussion, even if you're feeling a bit embarrassed, because by the time we conclude, you will feel thoroughly informed, genuinely reassured, and significantly more confident in how you approach intimacy. Let's get started. Oral intimacy has shed much of the taboo it once carried. Today, countless couples, including many in their 60s and 70s, are exploring it for the very first time and often describe it as opening an entirely new and exciting chapter in their relationship. However, as with all intimate practices, it comes with a certain degree of responsibility. Anything introduced into the body, whether yours or your partner's, warrants careful consideration and knowledge. So let's begin by establishing the basics. What precisely constitutes vaginal fluids? Are they safe for consumption? What factors influence their taste and smell? And crucially, how can we ensure that intimacy remains not just deeply pleasurable, but also safe, respectful, and genuinely affirming for both partners? Let's start with the absolute fundamentals. What exactly are vaginal fluids? They are far from mere random moisture, and they are certainly nothing to ever feel ashamed about. Vaginal lubrication is, in fact, the body's magnificent natural design. Its intricate purpose is to skillfully reduce friction, diligently protect delicate tissues from potential infections, and clearly signal readiness for intimate connection. Even well past a woman's fertile years, these fluids continue to play a vital role in ensuring that intimacy remains comfortable, completely safe, and wonderfully pleasurable. This lubrication is primarily generated by three main sources that collaborate seamlessly. Firstly, we have the Bartholin's glands. These are two incredibly tiny glands situated right at the entrance of the vagina. Their primary function is to secrete a smooth, silky fluid at the initial stages of arousal, specifically to minimize friction. Secondly, there are the Skene's glands located near the urethra and sometimes referred to as the female prostate. These glands contribute additional fluid during periods of deeper arousal and are also involved in female ejaculation for some women. And thirdly, the cervix, which produces fertile mucus during specific times of the menstrual cycle. Even outside of fertility, the cervix contributes fluid that helps maintain the vagina's natural balance and moisture. Working in concert, these components produce vaginal lubrication, a fluid that can range in appearance from clear to slightly milky, or anywhere in between. Consider it nature's elegant method of preparing the body for a profound connection. Now let's delve into the aspects of taste and smell, as this is often where the majority of questions arise. Much like sweat or saliva, vaginal fluids exhibit natural variations. Hormones, hydration levels, dietary choices, stress, and even certain medications can all exert an influence on their taste and scent. For instance, when a woman is well hydrated and maintains a diet rich in fresh fruits and vegetables, her fluids might possess a lighter or even a subtly sweet taste. Foods like pineapple and various citrus fruits are frequently linked to a fresher overall taste. Conversely, consuming garlic, onions, coffee, or alcohol can contribute to a more pronounced taste. Hormonal fluctuations also play a significant role. Around the time of ovulation, fluids are typically more abundant and tend to be quite neutral in character. During menstruation, there might be a faint metallic note, owing to trace amounts of blood. Post-menopause, a reduction in estrogen can lead to less copious fluids and sometimes a slightly more acidic profile. And here is a crucial point I want you to internalize. None of these variations are abnormal. A woman's natural scent and taste are intrinsic components of her unique individuality. Just as no two men smell precisely the same after an intense workout, no two women will taste identically. However, there are instances when the taste or smell might feel off. This feeling should not, under any circumstances, translate into shame or embarrassment. Instead, it signifies that the body is subtly communicating something. Common explanations for such changes include sweat that has become trapped by tight clothing, residual traces of urine near the vaginal opening, or an internal vaginal imbalance, such as bacterial vaginosis or a yeast infection. These conditions are exceptionally common, typically simple to treat, and absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. The real issue arises when silence and shame replace open communication. This fosters growing embarrassment, intimacy begins to suffer, and couples may gradually withdraw from each other, all because no one conveyed that these physiological changes are both normal and treatable. Now, let's directly address the central question. Is it safe to swallow vaginal fluids during oral intimacy? The concise and reassuring answer is yes. For healthy partners, this practice is generally considered safe. Vaginal fluids are neither dirty nor toxic. They are primarily composed of water, alongside amino acids, various enzymes, trace minerals, glucose, and lactic acid, all meticulously designed by the body to maintain the vagina's health and protective mechanisms. From a strictly medical standpoint, vaginal fluids often pose less risk than everyday activities we undertake without a second thought, such as deep kissing, sharing a beverage, or even consuming fruit that hasn't been perfectly washed. However, and this is a critically important point, safety is unequivocally dependent on the health status of both partners. Vaginal fluids, much like semen or blood, have the potential to carry sexually transmitted infections, STIs. Conditions such as chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes, syphilis, trichomoniasis, and HIV can all be present within these secretions. The risk substantially increases if one partner has an active infection, and it becomes even more elevated if the receiving partner has open sores within the mouth, bleeding gums, or ulcers that could allow these pathogens an entry point. This information is not intended to incite fear. Rather, it underscores that love and wisdom should always go hand in hand. In this context, wisdom translates into knowing your own STI status, engaging in candid conversations about sexual health with your partner, and making routine testing a normal, integrated part of your intimate life, much in the same way you'd monitor your blood pressure or cholesterol levels. Allow me to share an illustrative example. A patient of mine in his 60s contacted me after initiating intimacy with a new partner. He confessed to having bleeding gums from brushing his teeth too vigorously and expressed significant panic, fearing he might have exposed himself to HIV. His fear was undeniably real. However, the medical reality was this: the risk of contracting HIV specifically from oral intimacy is very low, though not entirely zero. I strongly encourage both partners to get tested together, and their results thankfully came back negative. What transpired next was truly remarkable. The very act of undergoing STI testing together actually brought them closer. They emerged feeling more secure, more honest, and profoundly more connected. This reveals a deeper truth. Prioritizing safety doesn't diminish romance. Rather, it significantly strengthens trust. When both you and your partner are confident in each other's health, intimacy becomes far more liberated, fearless, and incredibly joyful. So, based on this, here's what I strongly recommend. Step 1, initiate the STI conversation. Ask gently about recent testing, or even better, suggest getting tested together. This isn't a sign of mistrust, it's a powerful act of partnership. Step 2, utilize barrier methods such as dental dams if appropriate, especially during the early stages of new relationships. While they might not initially sound romantic, in reality, they are a profound demonstration of care and responsibility. Step 3, integrate routine STI testing into your regular health practices, even for couples in long term relationships. A healthy standard is often twice a year. If both you and your partner are healthy and entirely free of infections, then the swallowing of fluids is safe. More than that, it can be an act of profound acceptance. Many women actually report feeling far more cherished and desired when their partner embraces them completely without any hesitation. It communicates a powerful message. I trust you. I delight in you. I accept every single part of you. Now, let's address another facet of this conversation that many people are simply too shy to voice aloud: the taste and smell of vaginal fluids. First and foremost, let me reassure you once again, natural variation is absolutely normal. Fluids can range from mildly musky, salty, tangy, or even possess a faintly sweet quality. Hydration levels, dietary choices, hormonal fluctuations, and stress all play a role in influencing these characteristics. Fruits such as pineapple, citrus, and various berries are often associated with making fluids taste lighter, whereas substances like garlic, alcohol, or coffee can contribute to a stronger edge. Hormonal shifts during ovulation, menstruation, or menopause also naturally alter how fluids taste and smell. And here is a critical message I want every man to hear with absolute clarity. A woman's natural scent and taste are not flaws or defects. They are integral components of her health and her unique individuality. They should never, ever be a source of shame. The only time for genuine concern is if there is a sudden, pronounced, and unpleasant change, especially if it's accompanied by itching, discomfort, or an unusual discharge. In such cases, it could indicate a simple imbalance, like bacterial vaginosis or a yeast infection. Both are incredibly common and very treatable conditions. Here is where your response as a partner becomes immensely important. If something seems different, do not recoil, do not criticize, do not make a joke. Such reactions will only foster shame. Instead, approach the situation with genuine kindness. Suggest a refreshing shower together, encourage increased hydration, make it a collaborative team effort rather than a judgment. When couples address changes in the body as something to navigate together, intimacy invariably deepens. Now, let's touch upon the emotional significance of this topic. For many women, particularly in midlife and beyond, the act of acceptance is far more potent than any specific technique. When a man consciously chooses to embrace his partner fully, including her natural fluids, he communicates a profound message. I accept you completely. I love every single part of you. This message has the power to heal years of quiet shame that many women have carried regarding their bodies. It transforms intimacy into a deeper sense of trust, and that trust in turn cultivates even greater pleasure. And gentlemen, here's a little secret. When a woman feels that profound level of safety and acceptance, her arousal deepens significantly, her orgasms become stronger and more profound, and her willingness to be entirely present with you multiplies exponentially. Acceptance is undeniably arousing. Judgment, conversely, is deeply stifling. So, for healthy couples, is it safe to swallow vaginal fluids? Yes. Is variation in taste and smell normal? Absolutely, yes. The true essence of this lies in communication, honesty, and compassion, because intimacy at any age is not merely about mechanics. It's about the depth to which you make your partner feel safe, genuinely desired, and completely accepted. And before we conclude, I want to address something vital for men. Far too many men spend money on unverified and potentially unsafe pills from the internet. That's precisely why I exclusively recommend two safe, evidence based supplement options. You'll find both linked conveniently in the comments section and the video description below this video. For men seeking a moderate, clean enhancement, I highly recommend organic watermelon extract, which is rich in L-citrulline. It works to improve nitric oxide production, significantly boosts blood flow, and supports firmer, more consistently reliable erections. However, if you're aiming for a much more substantial transformation, one that encompasses not only improved circulation, but also stronger testosterone levels, enhanced stamina, increased libido, and even prostate support, then I strongly endorse the advanced formula. This potent blend combines icorian, horny goatweed for superior blood flow, hardness, and stamina, Tonkat Ali for robust testosterone support and libido enhancement, fenugreek for amplified desire, energy, and orgasm intensity, nettle root for crucial hormone balance and comprehensive prostate health, and citrulline for its benefits in nitric oxide production and overall vascular performance. Together, this comprehensive formula supports every essential aspect of male performance: circulation, hormonal balance, stamina, desire, and prostate health. So, whichever option best aligns with your personal goals, you'll find the direct links located right below in the pinned comment and the video description. Prioritize your health, your confidence, and your intimacy because passion truly does not retire.